orders from all over the country. Hundreds of them. Vintage racing cars, hot rods, customs, and muscle cars. No weaklings here, just steel and chrome, where the rubber meets the road.
I'm Paul Manette, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Cruisin New England. Today, we're in Lancaster, Massachusetts for the Tie Rods reunion. No awards here and no prizes. Just a lot of great action and a lot of good talk. All here on Cruisin New England.
All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Manette. Let's go cruising.
Modern Auto Body restores and maintains some of the finest automobiles in the country. It doesn't cost any more to have the best for your family's car back to top condition. We deal with every insurance company, and Modern will even help with the paperwork. Our state-of-the-art technology can straighten a damaged frame to exact specifications. Modern's color matching system ensures a stunning paint job and an exact color match.
Modern was great to me.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
See the difference. Modern Auto Body, Brockton.
Hi, I'm Jim Grundy, president of Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance. We've been in the business of insuring collector cars since 1947, and we've learned that what collectors need is agreed value coverage at incredibly low rates. So for a legendary service, superior coverage, all at a substantial savings, call Grundy Worldwide or visit us online.
Cruisin New England magazine. Plan your cruise and car show season. Subscribe today at cruisinNewEngland.com or call 508-428-8055.
Intercity Lines Incorporated, America's premier enclosed auto transporter, providing enclosed transport throughout the United States. Call 800-221-3936 or visit us on the web. Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook. Garage Storage Cabinets of Northern New England offers premier services in custom storage, organizer, and flooring systems for residential and light commercial spaces, specializing in garages, basements, and workrooms. If you are a discriminating person who views your garage or workspace as an extension of your home, you will be absolutely delighted with our products and individualized services. We are a New England family-owned and operated business, so take the next step. To schedule your in-home consultation and pricing, call us today.
Okay, we're here at the Tie Rods reunion. I'm here with Al Mara, who's on the committee for the show, and Mike O'Connell, who's a former president of the Tie Rods. You know what's wonderful about this event? People don't come here to win a trophy or to win a plaque. It's all about talking about the memories that they had in this hobby.
Exactly, yeah. That's the fun part of this whole show. And it's the same cars year after year, the cars that people don't normally bring out, but they'll bring out for this show because they know the people that come to this show appreciate the old hot rods and the old type cars that we do have here.
Why do people target this show as a show to come to?
Neat old-time cars, original old-style hot rods, old-time automobiles. This is what the show is all about.
You know, when I come here, I meet many people that this is the only show that they go to, Al.
Well, that's because it's rare. One of the things that we have here, we have a mix of all the old stuff. Several years ago, we moved it from 59 up to 72, but the influx of old stuff far surpasses the later model stuff. One of a kind, everything from a poor man's car to a very expensive. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of motor out here. Some stuff will blow your mind. We even had 3 of our members actually enter in competition in Bonneville for a world-class record. And we actually had one individual who built his own Lakester, and he broke a world record this year.
I'm ready to take a ride around the show. Mike, you gonna give me a ride?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, let's go. I can't wait to see the grounds here. Now, we're here at, this is the Bolton Fairgrounds in Lancaster, and the grounds are really beautiful.
People enjoy being here. They love the show, and you know, it's a good place to meet your friends.
You know, what's great about this is that, you know, you come in here, you park your car. It seems like everybody that comes to the show has a lot of respect for automobiles.
No, I've been often asked what a car people like, and really, we're all just courteous to one another. You try and help one another, and you respect and enjoy what this whole thing is all about.
It's a reunion.
Reunion.
Yeah, I know, because I've talked to a lot of people in the show over the years, and I'll tell you, the one car show that we don't miss is the Tie Rods reunion.
We've been doing this for so long, though, it seems that even a couple times we've changed locations, and it seems like we seem to be able to line everything up and get it pretty well organized pretty quick. We're a bunch of old troopers at this now. I mean, the people, the first time we came to these grounds, I think they were amazed at how well we did organizing, getting it cleaned up when it was all said and done, and what a great show it turned out to be.
Well, it's not the venue, it's the people that are running the show, and it's the quality of the show that attracts all these thousands of people to come here.
I'm amazed myself. It seems like you wonder when you think you've seen them all, and that there can't be any more of these cars around this New England area, and you look and you say, wow, there's another car. Where did that car come from? Where did this car come from? Guys that never take their cars out, and some of these guys now have been around and they're getting older, but they seem to drag these cars out for this particular show of all shows.
I mean, look at this, Mike. It's completely jammed. The field is full, row after row after row. Hot rods, muscle cars, trucks, everything. You have everything here. It's awesome.
A little bit of everything. That's the fun part of it.
You know, Mike, it's been great. You've given me a personal tour of all the grounds. Literally, over 1,000 vehicles are here today, and I tell you, it's a great array. When we come back, a lot more at Cruisin New England.
Experience McMullen Chevrolet, one of the largest volume new and pre-owned Corvette dealers in the country.
I came here because I heard McMullen has the largest selection of Corvettes in the Northeast.
I bought a ZR1 because I wanted the fastest production car out there.
McMullen has one of the most extensive inventories of coupes and convertibles, available and ready for delivery.
The Taj Mahal of Chevy dealerships. If you haven't been around, you got to come and check this place out.
Make it the true American sports car, Corvette. McMullen Chevrolet is your Corvette dealer.
Now you can watch Cruisin New England television every day on our website television show. You'll see past episodes featuring automobile collections, memorabilia, automobilia, car show, and cruise night segments. Don't miss our visit with Hall of Fame drag racer Don Garlitz, a private showing of Bob Baer's world-class automobile collection, and watch for special segments, unseen footage, and so much more. Join us on our website television show at cruisinNewEngland.com.
Weddings, parties, classic car shows.
Gary James.
603-833-5292. 603-833-5292. Let Universal Vintage Tire be your source for collector vehicle tires and wheels. Lester, Dunlop, Firestone, and more. Universal Vintage Tire has a wide selection of bias ply and radial tires for your classic car or truck.
The Biggie. New England's Great State Fair. Coming fall 2011.
Intercity Lines Incorporated is America's premier enclosed auto transporter with service to all 48 states. Intercities features 53-foot air ride trailers equipped with lift gates for level loading of all vehicles. Intercity's drivers are the most experienced in the auto transport business and treat each car as if it was their own. Intercity provides transport services for car owners, auto manufacturers, dealers, museums, auto auctions, concours, and racing events. Call us toll-free or visit our website.
We're here with Mark Keenan, and he's the owner of these two vintage dragsters. Let's start off with the cranberry one.
Yes, this is a flathead dragster. It ran in 1970 first. It won the first Bowling Green race in Kentucky 10 years ago, and we race it now in New England on the local tracks, New England Dragway, and we race in Winterport, Maine on the 8th mile. The car does 115 miles an hour in 11 seconds, and it runs on alcohol. It's fuel injected. It runs really straight, it's true, and it always draws the crowd because it's such a good-looking car. We also carry with us, when we come to these shows, the original lights from New England Dragway, and that's a real nostalgia piece. The blue car is a Hemi car. That's also fuel injected, runs on alcohol. This car ran first down in Florida. It was in the Dongalis Museum for a while. And myself and Gil Crane have resurrected this. It now runs in New England. And this car does 135 right now in 10 seconds.
So these are very historical
yes, they
dragsters
are.
here.
These are the original front-engine slingshot dragsters. As you see now, if you watch the races, you'll see that local dragsters have the engines in the back.
And that is something that actually Don Garlitz invented, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah. And there's a lot of us putting these cars back together, and it's a big class to race them. I just won a trophy with this at New England Dragway. I won my class. So the cars they run and they drive and they're straight and they go straight. They're safe.
So Mark, let's talk about the motor.
Yes, this motor. It's a flathead. The motor's from 1953. It's been bored out. It has 296 cubic inches, 4 1/4 stroke. It runs on alcohol and is fuel injected with a Hillborn injection system.
All right, let's talk about the motor on this one.
Oh, the Hemi car. A real classic. Hemis have been around for a long, long time. And on this particular one, the fuel injection again is by Hillborn. It also runs on alcohol. This car is very fast for a front engine slingshot car. It does 135 miles an hour in 10 seconds.
Wow, that's quite fast.
It's quite a ride. Yeah, it's quite a ride. It is.
So here we have two very historical dragsters here at the Tie Rods reunion. I'm here with Hobie Cole, and we're going to talk a little bit about your work in progress. Now we have a vehicle here that actually is in progress. You want to bring it back to what it did maybe in the 1950s?
50s, yeah. It was built in 1959. Mostly raced at Sanford, Maine, but he did most of the other local tracks, Orange, Connecticut. It was the first nitro-burning fuel car in New England. Cy Botham was the original builder of this, and also Cy's father is one of the people who built New England Dragway.
We're talking about a vehicle here that raced in the 1950s?
Right. It was built in 1959 and raced through the summer of 59, 60, and I guess right up to 1964.
Where did you get it?
I actually swapped it for another race car that I had, and I didn't even know that it was a size car. I just liked the old dragster, and then I found out through one of the club members that he was involved with that it was his car and it was a fueler, and then I started collecting pictures and so that I could bring it to this part.
So now what do you have to do to it so you can get it ready?
Well, I'm going to take the motor back out, and because the frame has been damaged along the way, I'm going to redo the frame rails and then put the motor together. This is the original blower that was on the car when he built it.
So here's a vehicle here in progress getting ready for next season. When we come back, a lot more of Cruisin New England. Welcome to the Town Fair Tire Recognition Award Series. Each week we're going to be giving away an award to recognize a classic car owner throughout New England. I'm here with Jim Giuliano. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Advertising for Town Fair Tire.
Paul, Town Fair Tire is a proud sponsor of the Recognition Award Series. At the end of the series, we're going to have a Town Fair Tire Choice Award winner for the $5 gift certificate.
It's going to be very exciting. Jim, I want to introduce you to Dick Romer.
Dick, tell us a little bit about your beautiful truck.
1955 Ford Custom F100 pickup, 462 cubic inch Lincoln V8 under the hood.
It's a great looking truck, and on behalf of Town Fair Tire, I'd like to present you with a certificate and a trophy.
Thank you very much.
Get to Town Fair Tire. You always get free mounting, free flat repair, free tire rotation, free snow tire changeover. Drive with confidence. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
I'm here with Steve Weitzman, and he's going to give us a look at his custom 49 Ford. Well, it's not an ordinary 49 Ford, that's for sure. You've done a lot of work to this. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, it started out in life as a business coupe, they call them. And here it is, all done up now. It starts off with a DeSoto grill in the front, go back to Pontiac side trim, and in the back are 54 packet taillights. The whole fender and everything was put on to extend it about 9 inches. The rear bumper came from a 57 Chevy and quite extensive. The car was freshly painted a couple of years ago locally, and I just enjoy driving around.
What do you have under the hood with this?
It's the original flathead. It has 98,000 miles on it, and it's hooked up to the original 3-speed transmission with overdrive that came with this back in 1949. It's done up with a Iskandarian cam, high compression heads by Offenhauser, dual Stromberg carburetors on it. This is the way we used to build them old school when I was young. And I like to carry it on this way. Car runs great over the highway. I get about 18 miles to the gallon with it, so I'm happy there. And it rides like a charm.
Well, thanks a lot for sharing the vehicle with us today.
You're very welcome.
I'm here with Dennis O'Brien, and we're going to have a look at his 1934 Ford panel delivery truck. Dennis, we go back a long way, and I've always wanted to do something on this truck.
Yep.
So why don't you give us an overview on the truck?
Well, it's a 1934 Ford deluxe panel delivery. We built it in 71, 72, got it around 73. We got 319,000 miles on it as a street rod since we built it.
Now, folks, did you hear that? 319,000 miles on this vehicle, and look what it looks like. It's a beautiful delivery truck. I'm here with Jeff Gould and Tim Hanna, and we're going to talk about a very historical 1923 T-Bucket. Now, I guess this one here, you could go back to the 50s, and this thing was cruising around Cambridge and all around the Boston area, and even went to the Venture Car Hop, which was quite an establishment back in its day.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the vehicle.
My dad grew up in Waltham. He was a carpenter and a tradesman, and this was his project. He saw the West Coast cars, and he loved them. This is his interpretation of it.
So we have a 425 cubic inch
V8, yeah, and a 1,910-pound car.
Now, since you bought it in the 1960s, have you done any restoration work on it?
It's been stripped and rebuilt.
Well, here we have a very historical T-Bucket, and I think the only place you'd find these type of vehicles is right here at the Tie Rods Reunion. I'm here with Ron Savinor, and he's got a family heirloom, you say?
We call it the family heirloom. It was my dad's car. It was his pride and joy. He used to joke that it was the family heirloom, and he just loved the car. It was like him making it big in America. And it was, he used to go for a ride and say, oh, I feel like $1 million after taxes.
Is this the original color? Was it always black?
All original, body panels. Obviously, the rust was taken out of it, and it's been redone, and even the clock works, and it's a wonderful car.
Now, when I spoke to you earlier today, you told me what it meant for you to have this car here today at the Tie Rods Reunion.
Yeah, one of my best friends, my friend Tom, you got to go to Tie Rods. You got to go to Tie Rods, and for the last 4 years, I've been trying to make it to Tie Rods, and every year I'd pay my $40 and I'd never make it. Finally, this year I made it. I was psyched. And my dad is here with me in spirit, which is a wonderful thing. And if you saw the license plate, it says Dad's 51.
Okay, now I'm here with Gil Crane, and he's got this wonderful 32 Ford Highboy Roadster. And to me, it looks like your trailer, this one.
Last time I was on a trailer was when it went for paint. And that was 4.5 years ago. Ever since then, it hasn't broken, so it hasn't been on a trailer.
So did you build this one yourself?
I did. This car was completely built in New Hampshire by me and some very talented friends of mine.
So what do we have under the hood? Can we take a look at what you put under the hood?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's a 454 cubic incher. A few custom touches to it. I wanted it reliable and fast.
So here's a gearhead here today that builds the car and drives the car here at the Tie Rods Reunion.
Driving is what it's all about.
Tired of waiting for delivery of your classic car parts? You need NPD. National Parts Depot continues to be the nation's leading source for quality restoration parts and supplies for Ford, Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. With 4 strategically located superstores, you'll find everything you need shipped to your door within 1 to 3 business days. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free. Don't be the last guy on the block to get your ride rolling. NPD takes the frustration out of restoration.
Cash for Gold, the place to sell your unwanted gold and diamonds. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. We at Cash for Gold are diamond and gold specialists. We will buy all size diamonds, gold chains, rings, bracelets, silver coins, and even broken jewelry. Often we pay 2 to 3 times higher than pawn shop prices. We also pay up to 90% of the daily price of both diamonds and gold. We are the original, authentic, family-run Cash for Gold and have been for more than 28 years. Visit us at 527 South Broadway, Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire.
Building Maintenance Services. We've been servicing the Northeast since 1990. We service and repair revolving doors, automatic and handicap doors. We can help you design an attractive, efficient entrance you can be proud of. Protect your investment and secure your property with yearly maintenance contracts and 24-hour service. Whether an office, medical, or commercial high-rise, we'll get the job done right for you. Building Maintenance Services.
Would you like information about Cruisin New England Productions? Cruisin New England magazine has been the premier auto and events magazine for nearly 20 years. Cruisin New England Car Show series includes the Elite Dream Machines Rock and Roll Weekend at Mohegan Sun Casino, the Super Wheel Showdown on City Hall Plaza, Boston, and the Spooktacular Cruisin' Classic. Or for personal appearances by Paul Manette or advertising on our television show, contact us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
Jim, how you doing today?
Good.
Listen, you have a vehicle here that's getting a lot of attention here at the Tie Rod Show, and I know it's done some special things in the past month. Can you tell us a little bit about the vehicle?
This is a belly tank Lakester that we run out in Bonneville. The body of the car originally started as a fuel tank off an A-10 airplane. We custom built the entire frame and suspension within the tank. This is an Audi 4-cylinder engine we're running in this car. It's turbocharged. Presently we have it set up with about 24 pounds of boost, and we can make 550 horsepower out of a little 2.1 liter motor.
Now, are we talking about parachutes, the whole works here to stop this vehicle?
Yeah, this car I run tiny little rear brakes to usually stop in the pits and in the staging lanes. But when I'm running, I have 2 parachutes. I have one big main chute that when I deploy it at about 240 miles an hour, it will shut me down to about 70 miles an hour in a mile, and then I'm able to turn off the salt. If I have a problem with that chute, I run a bigger backup chute that will shut me down really fast. Or if I feel the car start to spin or something, I can pull that backup chute, which will help straighten me out if I get it out in time.
How'd you get interested in racing?
I've always been into cars all my life, loved racing, dreamt about Bonneville and the 200-mile-an-hour club since I was 5 years old, and probably 10 years ago my father-in-law took me out to Bonneville with a whole group from these tie rodders, and there was probably 38 of us on the plane on the way back, and out of the 38, 36 said, we're going to build a car and we're going to go out there and race it. In reality, 3 of us made it. It's the 3 cars parked right here, and it was both these guys' first year out there. We've been running, in 2007 was the first year we ran out there. And it takes a while. It's not as easy as people think to just go out and run in a straight line. There's a lot of bugs to work out, and they call it the Great White Dino. It breaks a lot of parts, a lot of engines. Our first year out there, we came back with holes through all 6 pistons and a 6-cylinder motor we used to run in the car. We run in what's called the FPGL, which is a 2 to 3 liter engine size blown gasoline Lakester, and we hold the record in the country now for our class. We upped the record from 218 miles an hour up to 230 miles an hour this year, with a top speed at one point on a run at 244 miles an hour.
Now, you're the driver of the vehicle.
Yeah.
How's it feel to get that thing up there to 240 miles an hour plus?
I mean, things are going pretty quick. I cover a quarter mile in less than 4 seconds. It's a real adrenaline run. When you're sitting in the starting line and something happens, you might be strapped in there for 20 minutes before you get to go. You get a little bit of jitters, but once you're moving, it's pure fun.
So there you have it. Here we have what? The national record-holding car.
Yep.
It could very well be the world record.
Right.
And took you 3 years to do it, but it was worth it.
Yep, and I finally got the lifetime membership of the 200 Mile an Hour Club. You're 3 times more likely to meet someone who's summited Mount Everest than someone in the 200 Mile an Hour Club.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us on the show.
Thank you.
I'm here with Carter Lloyd, and he's one of the trio of vehicles here today at the Tie Rod Show that actually raced at the Salt Flats. Tell us about your vehicle.
It's a 28 Ford body. It's a steel body. It's a reproduction Brookville body, they call it. And it runs in the D-gas Roadster class. And the D is the size of the motor, and gas Roadster is the class that the car runs in. If it was running on fuel, it would be a fuel Roadster. In this case, it's gasoline. It has a 302 cubic inch Chevrolet motor. And the unique thing about the car is it's front wheel drive. It's an automatic transmission, a 2-speed drag racing power glide. And the car was finished in 09, and we raced up in Maine, and then this is the first year we went to Bonneville, and we got up to 165 with the car.
Let's talk about the body style. What do you have here?
Well, it's a 28 Ford Roadster body. Obviously the fenders are off the car, and it's got an extended hood because you're allowed to move the motor back 25% in this class. So we moved the motor back as much as we could, and we moved the driver back.
Just the honor of being able to race at the Bonneville Salt Flats is awesome.
It was exciting, you know. We kind of looked at it the other day when we were there and said, you know, there's 6 billion people in the world and there's 500 of us here racing.
Awesome car. Thanks for sharing with us. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you want to get started on next year. Hey, now we're here with Bob Parker. Now, Bob actually took this vehicle out to the Bonneville Salt Flats, thought the vehicle was all ready, and then found out he couldn't race it. Tell us what happened.
Well, they had, of course, a big safety inspection, and they weren't happy with the way the body sealed to the firewall.
Well, tell us about the vehicle itself. First, let's start with the motor.
Well, it's a 372 cubic inch, really highly modified Chevy motor. It's got over 600 horsepower.
Okay, now what about the body?
The body is a replica of a 1928 Ford body. I built the mold and built the body, and it lifts up like a funny car, which is kind of unusual for a Bonneville car.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for being on the show.
Okay.
Mike, thanks a lot for the ride today. It was awesome. Al, thank you so much. It's been great.
Love having you.
Another big-time success for the Tie Rods at their Old Timers reunion. I'm Paul Manette. Until next time, I'll be cruising New England.
Every week, Cruisin New England takes you to some of the country's finest automobile collections, memorabilia, and collectibles. You'll see rare sports cars and classics, hot rods and muscle cars, and a lot more. If it drives, flies, or glides on rails, we'll take you there up close and personal on Cruisin New England. Watch Cruisin New England Saturdays and throughout the week on Nesson.